Hi, my name is Pulcini, and this is my presentation for cinema technologies. My question being posed is why study cinema technologies? And a typical feature-length motion picture costs millions of dollars to make and requires the skills of hundreds of people. There's new digital cinema production as well as projection technologies that are changing the world every day, and the workflow and distribution of movies. Cinema is the world's largest, most lucrative cultural industry, and watching movies is one of the most popular cultural practices that we have today. In the U.S. alone, movie box office receipts totaled nearly $11 billion in 2013 and expected to top $2 billion by 2016. You can go on to the next slide. Some background: the origins of cinema as independent medium lie in the development of mass communication technologies and evolved for other purposes, mainly photography at first. The first publicly projected film was only 46 seconds long in 1895. And in 1902, a film was able to top a whopping 13 minutes. As you see, we've come a lot longer today with how far we've come. The Great Train Robbery debuted in 1903 and portrayed D.W. Griffith, who went on to become one of the world's most influential filmmakers that we've ever had. You can change slides. To the studio system, where nearly all films were photographed outdoors until the 20th century, when dozens of studios were operating within the U.S. Major studios were able to produce between 40 to 60 pictures a year in 1945, but even though the studios were producing the films, only about 3,000 theaters of the 18,000 theaters in the country at that time were actually owned by the studios. Change slides. On to sound. Once sound made its appearance, the established major film companies acted cautiously, signing an agreement to only act together. I guess they didn't want to allow other people to come in and take the progression that they had made. Like color, sound has become something that every person needs to have with their cinematic experience, and now even to the point of having multiple speakers in each room. High definition and surround sound. Change slides. Onto the digital age, which is more closer to where we're at today. In 1999, Star Wars 1: The Phantom Menace was the first digitally featured film to be shown in a commercial cinema. And in 2012, the film industry marked the crossover point when digital theater projection replaced and surpassed 35 millimeters. The current status of cinema is the box office revenue has still continued to rise, and years go by, even with the inflation of ticket prices being so high. It costs around $20 to see a movie now. That's just per person. Then you have everything else that goes into it, which is why hopefully, we have other options as shown in the PowerPoints. There's Netflix, Hulu, Redbox, and iTunes to view our movies. But these movie options, though, have not deterred the cinema buff who'd rather sit in a theater and see a movie on a big screen. I myself find it easier to sometimes sit home, but also you can't beat that big screen theater feel. And what's next? Well, cinema has come a long way over the last century and continues to grow every year, from 3D to HD to streaming things right to your computer. The options are almost endless. One can only hope that Technologiea cinema will take on more leaps and bounds, but not to the point that it takes over the entire process and takes away from, the natural wonder of watching a movie on a big screen with 75 other people at the same time. And I think posing that question is the biggest. Where do we go from here with movie cinema and the technologies that we have, since it's rapidly growing each and every day? I hope I came across well, and everything in my presentation was suffice. Thank you.